This little gem goes way back. I did a video on this like 7 or 8 years ago, and it's been sitting in the box, still brand new in the box with the original screen protector on it since I made that video about 8 years ago. And Josh from Ham Radio Crash Course loves this thing. I think he said it's one of the most fascinating little pocket transceivers that he's owned, and he loves this thing. So this is the MFJ-9200. Now MFJ is out of business, and when I got this, Richard Stubbs, who used to see him every year at the Ham Fest, he gifted this to me many years ago when they stopped production on this, like I said, about 7 or 8 years ago. And when I talked to him at a Ham Fest, I said, hey man, do you have one of those somewhere? He said, let me see what I can find. Lo and behold, 2 weeks in the mail went by, or 2 weeks later, and it went by, and in the mail came this brand new in the box with all the replaceable band modules in boxes. Thank you, Richard. But now that I've learned CW, I am going to be using this in my second Go kit, my CW only Go kit. So let me show you about this real quick. It really is, I think, fascinating. You know, I got a 705. I have a S-BitX. I have the little U-BitX 40, whatever. I have little QRP radios like that. But there's just something about this I've held on to for years. When I was buying the house, I needed money. I was thinking about selling it. I always told myself, no, I'll learn Morse code one day. And I did, right? So being that MFJ is out of business, and this was out of production when he gave it to me. He found it in the back of the warehouse somewhere many years ago and sent it to me. Thank you again, Richard. Good luck finding one of these. I've seen a couple of them pop up for sale, but this one, again, brand new. I actually put it on for sale a couple times on Facebook, and people wanted it. I said, no, I'm going to stop. You can see that when I had this in the box, it went from closet to RV to shed to room. I mean, moved, you know, when I moved into the RV and stuff. The little rubber buttons of feet on the bottom have, over time, the glue melted, and you can see that they're not all in the corners, so I might peel those off and put them in there so that it sits flat, you know. Okay, so 5 watts CW only with replaceable band modules, and this is how this works. So right now I have 15 meters in there. Let me show you what a band module looks like. You know, I have 15, 17, 30, 40, and 80. Here's the 40 watt, or the 40 meter band module. Real simple. You take the screws off the back, and you open this thing up, and you slap in the module that you want, right? Now, right now I have 15 in there. So you slap, you know, replace the module, and what you do is, for the first time you use it, I think I showed this in my original video, you put a little diddle stick or tuning peg in there, you know, non-metallic, and you adjust the receive for the, you know, find a station, find a signal, and adjust the receive for the maximum volume, and that's it. Once you adjust it the first time, it's ready to go. So I don't know which ones I've adjusted. This one seems to be working. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to adjust it again. But once you adjust it, that's it. So not much to this thing inside of the band module. I mean, yeah, it's all surface mount. It really is. I mean, this was a cool piece of gear, okay? That's on backwards. And you may say, well, that's stupid. I don't have to change bands in the field, whatever. I always said, when I learned CW, I want to sit with a little 5 watt, 1 watt radio under a palm tree with an antenna above my head and a little paddle and do Morse code. I'll probably never get on the phone again when I get proficient at this. But right now I can send and receive all the letters and all the numbers, a couple of punctuation, but that's at 18 words a minute I learned with Farnsworth spacing, so it's got quite a bit of spacing. I'm going to show you a video on how I learned for free and what this person does and how they taught me, and it's fabulous on YouTube. You guys got to watch it. You want to learn Morse code? I swear to God. I tried, I struggled. I found his videos, I stumbled on it, and as I was driving, I did a video a day. I went back to the video, sat in the couch, started writing them down on the paper, and man, it's on. I'm ready to go. So, what I got for this, because it came with, it's over there on the floor. It comes with like a little DC barrel plug. You hook it to whatever. The cool thing about this is this uses only 40 milliamps of current idle and 80 milliwatts current idle with the light on. So on Amazon last week, I bought this little battery for like 20 bucks. This is a lithium ion 12 volt 3 amp hour battery. And lo and behold, a little plug fits right on there. 1, 2, 3. And I could power this unit right there, okay? Backlight on, backlight off. But how do you hear? Well, no speaker built in. You have headphones, but I got this on Amazon for like $8. It's a rechargeable speaker that I just plug right in here, and there I go, okay? I could plug this antenna in real quick that I have just for this video testing purposes. Let's see. I'll show you. Let me get to a frequency here. Lots of CW out here. A lot of high-speed CW. There we go. There we go. CW mode. So it's got different, you can put it in sideband mode or CW mode. It's got a narrower filter, right? So this little speaker right here is USB chargeable. I can get this in, there you go. And then a little battery, I should be able to run a long time with this out in the field, right? All right. So basically, when you plug the 15-meter band module in, there's you can go from one end of 15 to the other. It does have memories and VFO on here, so I just go to VFO. I don't know where the memories came from. The manual will show you how to program memories, but I think with CW, memories are kind of useless, you know. Attenuator, receive incremental tuning mode. Receive incremental tuning or mode, so you can put it in CW for a narrower bandwidth or single sideband. You could do a call. You could program a call in here, so you could hit the button and it'll automatically send out, CQ for a call. Backlight on or off. You can change the tuning steps by pushing in the knob. You'll see here it's flashing on number 7, if you can see that on the hertz, and then hertz, kilohertz, whatever. You can tuning steps. Hertz, kilohertz, 100 kilohertz. Right. So a couple little things that are menu driven, like by holding button sequences, but I won't get into that in this video. This really isn't a product review because it's not in production. You won't find one really. The average person is not going to use one in 2026. And I'm fascinated by this, and I finally get to use this thing. And it seems, without adjusting that band module, it seems to be receiving. And then I'm going to show you in the next video what's in my Go kit. But he also had sent me this. This is a little MFJ travel key, right? It's small. It's very archaic looking, just some pieces of copper and stuff. Okay, little foot pads on the bottom. The only thing what this is, I got to hold it to do this, right? Now, I am a paddle kind of guy. And what I've learned is that I use dots on the right and dashes with my thumb, okay? So I can, in this radio here, Transceiver, you can adjust with different menu pushes. You can adjust it. I got it at about 20 words a minute, I think. Right, I think, but you could adjust it for the speed, but you can't adjust the polarity. So I have to unsolder this one and flip them around, because when I'm using my bencher over here, or I'm using the other MFJ key, I have to do it with my thumb for the dashes and my finger with the dots. So for the meantime, I could turn it around this way. There's KJ4YZI, right? That's backwards, but you can't, so I'll just resolder those and flip them around. You can use this with pretty much any key or paddle. When you turn it on, it'll give you an A or an M, depending on if you have the key plugged in or not. Something in the manual about turning it on without the paddle in, or if you turn it on with the paddle in versus turning it on without it for a straight key. It's in the manual. But isn't this cool? Let's not get into product-specific review, any kind of garbage like that. Isn't this cool? This little thing right here. I'm going to be on CW with this little tiny pocket transceiver by MFJ. I wish there was, I think there's another model like this made from U-Kits or something like that. I'm not sure if it's the same. I've seen one like that, but this specific one here you won't find really anywhere else. It's kind of very old school, and they don't make it, and I've seen them go used for $200-300, But I want to thank Richard if he's watching, or what he's doing these days in MFJ, for sending this to me. That was kind of a cool gift when I asked, and that's it. I just wanted to show you my cool little MFJ-9200. Comment below on what you think about this. Comment below if you don't like this video, or comment below if you have any tips or tricks for me using this and being on CW. Again, the only thing that I'm struggling with right now, I have not made a contact yet. I'm not going to make a contact till I'm ready. I want to make that first contact a special one. And what I've noticed is nobody uses spacing. So do I tell them, like, do I start calling with letters and leaving spacing so they get that? Or do I have to ask them to send slower? Because I hear people out there 18 words a minute, but man, the spacing's so quick, I can't decode it that good, you know? I mean, I get lost. Like, as fast as I can go is like this. Like, if I'm sending, I can go like this. Let me turn it around this way because I'm backwards. Ready? See, I can do it like that. I can use that spacing right there. But I don't hear anybody sending like that. They're all just, you know, like I can't go that fast yet. So give me some comments below to make my very first contact. And at 5 watts, I'm pretty sure, confident with the antenna I'll show you and the stuff I got in my Go kit, I should be able to make some contacts in, see, listen how fast they're going, listen. I mean, come on, dude. Come on, guy. That's just crazy. So anyways, that's it. I'm just rambling today, having a great day. Sober Eric on a Saturday, right? Don't drink anymore, just having fun doing videos on things that get me excited in the hobby. Hope you are too. 7-3.
Ham Radio Concepts is brought to you by HamRadioPrep.com. It's never been easier to learn about ham radio before you take the exam. And Ham Radio Prep makes it fun and guarantees your success. Visit HamRadioPrep.com. Use the code ERIC20 to instantly save 20% off every course you buy. Remember the name, HamRadioPrep.com.